Everybody.
Welcome back, and this thing just doesn't want to drop any more trees for me to plant.
Wish it wasn't raining. I'm gonna get in this bed. You should
Which
too.
what cable did you put under your house? You said Cat 6 or Cat 6A?
Cat 6.
Okay. So while we're digging the new place, we had an electrician burying a cable from our panel all the way out to the back parking pad in the alley and preparing for like a future garage placement, but we wanted to have something to do our, electric vehicle charging and stuff back there. And when I was talking to him about it, I was like, "Oh, when you do that, can you when you bury this cable, can you drop an Ethernet cable down there, so I can have that if you're already digging the trench and everything, so I can already have the hole." And he's like, "Yeah, I can do that. What, you want like a Cat 5 cable?" And I was like, "No, how about a Cat 6 is what I want." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'll have to look into that." And I was like, "That's kind of like, okay, this electrician clearly knows what I'm talking about, except doesn't maybe know that Cat 6 is the latest thing. I mean, maybe network wiring is probably not as big, money maker and all, but I would still think like an electrician would, be pretty savvy on that, but I guess not."
No, maybe not. Yeah, when I was looking into hiring someone to go under my house for me, there's all these companies that specialize in this. It's just called low electricity wiring, and I just my job wasn't big enough for them to put any resources into it. Basically,
our job is huge. This is just he's basically going to drop this cable in there for us with no charge because he's digging the trench already.
Yeah. Right. So, but yeah, I guess what I was just saying is like there's probably another company that does more of than he does as an electrician. So I watched half of your video. I didn't get through it all. This was last night while I was basically getting ready for bed, and I was walking around on my phone, getting ready for bed, and your editing style was interesting, where you didn't cut things, but you just sped it up.
Yeah, I want people to see the place for the walkthrough. That's not gonna be how everything is, but I wanted people to see the house.
So I'm pretty good. I have a good spatial awareness. That's why I like when I go caving in Minecraft, I normally know my way in and out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, the way you did this tour, I was fucking lost. But at the same time, halfway through, I'm up to like 17 bedrooms, maybe 30. Like, how many fucking rooms does this house have?
So it's got 4 official bedrooms and an attic that is basically finished but not considered a bedroom for some odd reason. And then it's got the basement as well, that half of it's a finished basement and half of it's where the boilers at, and the laundry and things like that. But it's also got that, then it's got that side room with that blue carpet that you probably saw that theoretically could be a bedroom, but it's more of just like an additional family room. The house is huge.
It feels like it was. For one thing, also, why the fuck is none of the carpet tacked down? Why can you pull up the carpet everywhere you go?
So that's a good question. There's a lot of tack strips in that carpet, and it's not held down very tightly, except for the new carpet that they put in upstairs. So we're actually going to leave the carpet in the upstairs master just because it's brand new.
So I remember y'all saying that, but there was still a corner where that shit wasn't tacked down.
No, that was just the hallway or the upstairs, the master bedroom. The only place it wasn't tacked down was in the closet.
Yeah. But my shit's tacked down everywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, clearly, when we bought the house, we didn't pull any of the carpet out yet, and everything you saw there was a big square of carpet that's completely missing. That's why we knew there was hardwoods there in the first place. That's just how it was. Don't know why. That's just how it was. Yeah, it's coming out anyway, but yeah, it's not tacked down at all, except for that brand new stuff up in the bedroom.
I see. Okay.
So.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't realize the editing style was so interesting.
Just, I don't know. Just the way you never cut anything. It's all there, and you could still hear y'all talking too, but it was just sped up. So I don't know. I mean, it is what it is.
That will be how all of them are in the future. Just how.
I'm not saying it's bad. Are these flowers free? I'm trying to get flowers for us.
Are they?
And
free?
I think,
as in costly or not a slave.
I'm in the Patronville at the shops, and I'm trying to get us flowers, and they have some flowers, but not all the flowers. For one thing, they look like they only have 1, 2, 3, 4. They have 5 types of flowers. There's more flowers than 5, right?
Yes.
I don't see a price on anything, so I think free flowers, flower factory. Okay, they are free. Okay. Okay, maybe this is all the flowers. I don't know. Cornflower. I didn't know that was what that was called. Side daisy. Puppy. It does ask for donations of bone meal, which I don't have any of right now, but we'll have to bring this person some bone meal at some point. Okay. Yeah, it just looks like it looks like a house that
It is.
None of the rooms are big. They're all small rooms, but there's a lot of them. It feels like a house where you have 7 kids and every one of them gets a room that's,
Well, so the
enough.
bedrooms are actually bigger than they look then in the video. They're not like the master bedroom that we have here. So you know my bedroom here that you stayed in when you were here.
Yeah.
They're all bigger than that.
Well, honestly, it's just DC because that room that I was staying in there, my laundry room is bigger than that.
Okay, yeah. So then that's just a DC thing. Yeah, they're not like enormous master, and the master is smaller than the master we have here, but it's still, big enough size.
Right.
But it's
and I wouldn't like your master bath looks more like a guest bath to me.
Oh God, yeah, the master bath is not at all what we want it to be. That's going to be something that in the future we're going to see what plans we can do once we get some more money, because that is not at all big enough.
Okay.
It's literally like a toilet next to a sink next to a stand-up shower.
Exactly.
Like, that's all
like I think that's about the point I stopped the video because I was actually ready for bed and going to bed. But yeah, you were like, and this is the master bathroom, and I was like, what kind of master?
It's a master because it's in the master bedroom. It's why it's a master bathroom. It's not It's not a master because it's like, oh, look at this beastly thing. No, not by any stretch of the imagination. We're hoping in the future when we get some more money after we get these initial upgrades and stuff done, and that we'll be able to expand that. What am I missing?
Okay.
Oh, smooth stone.
It looks like for DC, a stupid good house.
For the yard it's a stupid good yard is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just a number for you as a starting family. The amount of space that house allows is just fantastic. Like it's a really good house, and it doesn't look bad in terms of the. I know there's a lot of work that needs to be done, but none of it looks like. I don't know. I'm kind of comparing it to like the hoarder house that I recently remodeled, and that was a nightmare and like wasn't livable at first. But I feel like you could technically just move in that place right now.
Ours is absolutely livable as it is now. We're just trying to get some things done before we do move in. But if we had to, we didn't have the time and a little bit of money saved up to do this stuff, we could absolutely live in it right now. Which is one of the decisions that we made to buy the house, is because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to, afford it. Caring for the length of time it would take to get it up to livable, and not have a renter in our current house. We wouldn't have been able to do it. Oh man, crap! I was just about to say something about. Oh, so it's funny because you've been to my house here, and for DC, and I know it's hard for you to believe still, but the parking pad, the driveway that we have behind us is just like enormous in comparison to what most people in DC have. Is a lot, because most people in DC have literally a space for one car, if that. We have a double wide that you could put like 6 cars in. So that gives us makes us feel like crazy huge. And it's funny because we moved in here knowing how big this was for the area, and we look in our backyard and the people across the alley have like even longer and wider yards, and it made us very jealous all this time, which is a stupid reason to be jealous. But on our house now, you look at it on you look at it on like Google Maps, and it's funny because you can look at the yard, and our yard is just like enormous compared to everybody around us to the sides, except for the one house that's right behind us in the alley that has a yard like that's twice the size of ours again.
Wow.
And I'm just like, you gotta be kidding. And you can see from like Google Earth that they have like an Olympic-sized swimming pool in their backyard.
Jesus Christ.
Like, what the hell? And it was funny because that lady was out. She had planted some bushes out in the alley by the fence, and we can just see straight through the alley, like through our yard. And I saw her out there, and she yelled up like, "Oh, are you our new neighbors or something?" She's an older woman, and probably in their like 50s, and older isn't like in her 50s, not like, you know, not a young 20-year-old or something like that. And I was like, "Oh yeah," and I ran out and I introduced myself to her and I started talking to her. And the nice thing is, the first thing she said is, "Oh, welcome, you have a beautiful family. Come over and use our pool anytime." And I was like, "Oh yes, like this is perfect." But I found out from some contractors that we had over there, apparently, and they were like, "Oh, you live next door, you live right behind," and they said her name, and I was like, "Oh yeah, like why?" And they're like, "Oh, like you don't know her? Like she is like." Apparently, she is a very, very, very... She's not a political figure herself, but she's a major donor to the DC political family scene and is a very well-connected and well-known person in the area.
Is it good or bad thing?
I think it's a good thing, but they're basically like, make sure you stay on her good side. She's a great friend to know. She is not somebody you want against you.
Huh. Okay.
So I was like, okay. Like now I'm like, okay.
Man, I don't know if I'd want to swim in her pool now.
Well, now you don't afraid, especially like you can't drink if I swim in her pool because I'm about to do something stupid. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's one of those. Very true. One of those things. So we'll have to like figure out how this is gonna, you know, go down. But
that's interesting.
But yeah, you should go ahead and slap a like on that video and subscribe and hit the notification bell to make that YouTube algorithm.
I was watching it on my phone and I was like, I got to make sure I leave a like to help Jeff. But apparently my phone is not signed into YouTube, so I did not leave a like for what it's worth.
He was like, I don't like this fucking video.
I don't like this editing style.
This editing style is terrible.
But I was going to go back and watch it today on my computer, and I was going to leave a like.
Hey, somebody's swimming in the water by us. Or is that you?
It's me. Oh. It's me. I'm getting black dye.
Maybe Armo can just become my editor.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to ask him to become my editor. Do you have any more comparators?
I got something. What is this? Yeah, I do.
Because if we get these comparators, we just need items, and then this thing is built.
Except for like the aesthetics, but yeah.
Well, you don't like the aesthetic of it? That's how my house is gonna look when it's all said and done.
I believe this.
The nice thing is some of this initial stuff that we're doing is, you know, the contractors are doing it. Like we just got to prove they have to. We paid $1,500 because they basically said if you don't pay this $1,500, this will never get done to expedite permitting. So they could start work. But it's funny because we talked to them on Saturday and Thursday. They already got the permits approved and have started some work.
Wow, that's fast.
It's fast, but they said it would have been until at least October or November if you didn't expedite it. That's just the way it works in DC. That's a racket itself, too.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're just paying. If it can be done that fast, it can be done that fast without the $1,500.
Absolutely could be. But it's just the way it works in DC. And
God, it's a mess, dude.
It's pretty damn ridiculous. But, I mean, it is what it is, and we just got to roll with the punches. But it's just kind of funny because there's so much like some of the stupid work that I have to do, and I'm still back and forth on if I'm going to take it on and do it completely appropriately right, or if I'm going to try to, you know, pull exemption that I don't have to do it quite yet. But it's just like the fact that there's no wired smoke detectors in the house, and I have to do that and put it all up to code. It's so much work and so much wire running, and hopefully not destroying.
Wait, you have to have wired smoke detectors in yours?
So you're supposed to have wired interconnected smoke detectors. Not the interconnect doesn't have to be wired, but you're supposed to have a redundant power supply. One of them being like a wired power supply.
Huh. Here
with smoke detectors,
you just need smoke detectors. They can be battery operated.
Well, I'm sure that's not true. It's mainly the fact that you are an existing house, so it's all part of the NEC code or the NFPA code. It's NFPA 72 or whatever that talks about it. It's National Fire Protection Agency. You have to abide by that. I guess your ordinances can like not do it, but I think everybody pretty much does. You can have the battery operated ones as long as it's an existing home that you're not like doing anything to. But
what about
it draws the line.
Remodeled? and I'm renting.
Well, it draws the line on what does a remodel constitute that I have to bring the whole house up to code. Because most things are, you're not up to code, but unless it's a major safety concern, like your wiring is like known to be faulty or something like that. It's everything's fine because it was up to code at one point, but until you remodel that area, you then have to bring it all up to code. Like stairwell, your stairwell's too narrow based on today's code. Well, it's fine as long as you don't touch the stairwell. The second you do any work in that stairwell, boom, you now have to bring it all up to code. Otherwise, they won't grant you. The question is, where does that get you when it comes to smoke alarms? Because smoke alarms have to go on every floor and in every living quarters.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do some work in one bedroom, does that now make me have to do work in everywhere? I don't know where that gets to. And I do want to be safe. I want to have wired, smoke alarms and everything in there. The more I look at it, the more of a huge...
Do the wired ones have a battery in them too?
Yes.
Okay.
Wired ones have a battery in them. And I just... It was a plus and a minus of we got a house that pretty much had like a basement that was more than finished and an attic that's finished.
Mm-hmm.
Because all of a sudden that stops us from being able to access all the rafters and stuff that you normally, if you have an unfinished basement, you can start running wires up on your, on your floor joists and things like that because you have access to them.
Yeah, that's true.
We don't, because their ceilings are finished down there and they're not drop ceilings. Our attic is finished, so where you normally would crawl up into an attic and be walking across your rafters, you could run wires up in the ceiling. There's a nice floor up there. Like, so I'm either ripping out the floor to run wires.
Yeah. I mean, I would prefer that for what it's worth.
I mean, so it's funny because it's nice from a living perspective, but it's bad from a doing anything perspective.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
So I think this.
Man, you go underneath your house, you're gonna be broken forever. I tell you, Jeff.
I don't know. I can't even get under my house. There's a basement.
That's true. It's true. I wish I had a basement.
I'm under my house all day and it's fine. I don't feel broken at all. I'm like, look, I'm here in the basement, chilling, relax,
sitting here. Where I guess I did hear you say one of the rooms was going to be an office.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that person with y'all?
The realtor. We literally started recording. That was our final walkthrough. We had not closed on the house yet. We'd only been in there 2 other times because remember I told you how they dicked us over and wouldn't let us back in to look at stuff. We'd only spent a total of like 15 minutes in that house, and all of a sudden we are now doing our final walkthrough literally right before we go sign paperwork to purchase this house.
Right.
And
so how did she feel about the fact did you explain this to her? Like, hey, I make YouTube videos. I'm going to make a series. Like,
she knew I was recording it and it might be online, but I was keeping her out of the shots as much as possible. It's mainly her voice.
Yeah, I noticed that she wasn't. I just didn't know what. I was just curious, really, what you told her.
No, I didn't really tell her. Like, I did tell her we having like a fix it series on this, but I didn't like explicitly be like, and it's going to be on YouTube. I just said something about us doing it. Gotcha. I don't know why I just started following you, but this thing's like done.
I'm trying to get all the dyes for the sorting right now. So I'm gonna go look and see if there's any green dye for selling.
Somebody also did suggest for the products or the drawing that you could just do like name tags with a number on them.
Yeah, we could do that.
Name something a number, so it's like literally a lottery. Oops,
yeah,
I forgot to row hoppers.
Yeah, we could do that. It seems more fun to use items in game though to me. But it might be easier maintenance to just do numbers.
We play video games. We don't have fun. This is a job, sir. There's no fun at your job.
God damn it, you're doing it again. I can only have this argument with one person at a time. All right.
But yeah, so hopefully, I think the house will be a fun projects to come. The thing that I'm in this limbo area right now where we're still in this one house. Haven't really even started packing yet because we don't know when we're moving until they get all the work done. But we have work that we're doing here as well, and it's like stressful because it's lots of money. We need 2 floors. The biggest thing I'm honestly stressed about is one of the big things we want to do is our downstairs tenant. We want to put floor down there for the first time in 5 years. That entails she has to move out for a couple days. And by move out, we're trying to do it now because we figure when we vacate, she can move her shit up here. Yeah. We can get it done. She can move back down. Nobody's like displaced or anything like that except for, just a couple feet, which she's agreed to. Completely fine. But I know, and Julia does not believe me. I know because Julia's like, oh, I'm sure she's got friends. She can hire some movers to get it up there. I said, I guarantee to you she thinks we're moving her shit out for her.
Yeah,
No. I'm sure she doesn't know that. I said I guarantee to you that's what she thinks.
I believe that.
And I
Makes
do,
sense.
and I don't in a heartbeat think that she's gonna even if she didn't, if she planned on doing it all herself or with friends, if we told her a date, guarantee she will not be out by then. She will
Right.
not ever shit out. People are gonna show up to like put in the floor, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, just work around the couch, no big deal. It's on the
Yeah.
floor."
Whenever I got my carpet done here, they told me as long as everything like couches and stuff is as long as that stuff's in place, like as long as like the little knickknacks and stuff are gone, we'll move stuff in from one room to the next, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Didn't
I
they
was like,
charge you like some major fee or something for that?
no, they came to my house and said we're not doing
Oh
this
yeah,
at
that's right.
all. They left because they got here and like I had done what they at least I thought I had done what they told me, and then they got here and they were just like, we're not moving any of this shit. So yeah, I had to really move some shit before they would actually do it.
Yeah, and we're talking unfortunately with hers, like you could probably move stuff room to room, right?
Yeah,
Her
yeah,
place
yeah.
is too small. Like we literally have to move it out of her house into ours,
Right.
or
Why are you?
into the
Why are you?
driveway for a day, which would be fine if we could know
If
the
it doesn't
weather, know it
rain,
wasn't going to rain, right?
yeah. Um, what? Why are you doing that?
So it's that carpet that we plan on getting replaced as we bought the house, but our closing got delayed by 2 weeks, and we already had her lined up to come in. It had this old nasty carpet that smelled like cat piss. So we just had it professionally cleaned the day before she came, knowing she was coming in with dogs and cats, and said
Uh,
when she moves out, we will just get the floor finally redone. She hasn't moved out.
I see.
It's been five
I see.
years. She's
Yeah.
since asked if she could remove the carpet. I said yes, you can remove the carpet, and she's put a coat of like sealant paint on the cement floor, and she's been with just the cement floor for the past year now.
Oh, okay. So she did remove the
She did
carpet.
remove the carpet, yeah. But we did promise her it'd get done, and you want it to get done and be like real and finished. And this is like the opportunity we have because we've realized at this point she has no plans of moving out anytime soon. She wants to live in
Yeah.
that place like forever. Which, if she's paying the rent, that's fine. We just need to get shit done.
Do you think that that's going to change when you're no longer up above her?
I don't know. It depends on I think who moves in. We don't interact with her that much. We'll sometimes sit
Right.
outside and like drink together and like we invite each other if we're having parties and things like that. But it's not like we're talking maybe once a month where you're hanging out. Other than that, it's we just see each other, say hi, fix things when they need to be fixed. I can't imagine that we're unless there's people that and Jack the kids. Dude, they run around like a crazy man up here. Like for her to deal with them
Yeah.
going like
Okay.
dot 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 across the floor all the time, I can't imagine
Right.
anything that's gonna get her like scared out of here.
Huh. I didn't know that foxes could be white. Did you know that if you give a fox a totem of undying, you can kill it and it doesn't die?
Does the totem go away? How do you
Yeah.
give a fox something?
You just throw it on the ground, he picks it up and holds it in his mouth.
Did you just lose your totem of undying?
No. So my daughter does a bi-weekly pet show on the server. And anyone can come and be in the pet show and bring their pets.
Soccer just came flying onto our pad, smashed, and then fell off of it into the water.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, she does a bi-weekly pet show, and at the pet show, this was someone did this. They brought their thing. Sorry, I finally found green dye. One gold / iron block for 32 dyes.
Those are
Okay.
people here.
Is there a shulker box here? Do you have any iron in there?
Yeah, what else do we need? Wait, you're buying green dye?
Yeah.
Cactus.
I know how to make green dye, Jeff.
But you're buying it?
Yeah, because I don't want to. This is much faster.
What other dye?
I mean, it did take a while to find, but
What other dye do we need?
I don't know. I don't know what we can't make, I guess, is the thing. Green. I was trying to go with the base colors. What's brown from? How do you make brown dye? That's cocoa beans. I'll buy that too. Fuck that.
Oh, I was gonna say I'll just find a jungle real quick here.
Okay. Okay. So I have green now. We have red. We have black. How do you make orange? It's red and yellow.
Yeah,
Red and yellow, red and yellow. Blue. We have blue.
Lapis.
And also cornflowers.
Oh, okay.
So I got that. Okay, I think we're good. I think we can make all the other colors now. We may need some more of the base colors once we start making other colors, though. We'll see. Because we need 19 in each sorting area too.
Oh, there's just orange flowers too. The orange tulips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I just found some.
I mean, it's good that you found a tenant that pays their rent on time always, even during.
Oh, that's not always been true, but.
Oh, I do remember. Yeah, there was a time whenever y'all kind of helped her out.
Yeah, but we knew, we worked it out, and she got caught back up. So I mean, she's proven that she is, able to maintain the promise. Like, no, we'd love to keep her forever, just for the fact that she, pays as much as she does, and if we don't have to find somebody else, it's great.
Right.
But it did kind of put a damper in our plans of not knowing she was planning on staying that long.
Yeah, I mean, but it's good, right? You'd prefer someone that stays that long if they got their shit together and they're paying and everything, right?
At first, we didn't. I mean, because of the fact that we had things we knew we needed to do. And the thing is, like, Julia put it up through this thing called the AAAS Fellowship. It's some fellowship program through the government that people come here from all these different random career fields, and they can get these fellowship opportunities, working hers was in Congress. Julia did that with a fellowship in one of the
wait, your tenant works in Congress?
She did. That's what she came here for. She's a veterinarian, is her like trade, and she came to do this fellowship to work in Congress because she wanted to work in Congress. And there's the AAAS fellowships are 1 or 2 year appointments, and that is all. So most people come and do their fellowships and either continue on forever with their job in the government. They use it as a leverage to get into the government, or they go back to their own state and they have their experience and they're done. So we anticipated her being here for a year or 2 years and going back home. And
makes sense.
She didn't want to go back home.
Okay.
So yeah, we had, from the onset, we were like, okay, AAAS Fellowship is where we get people, because we know she put it in the forum. She had people fighting over it on the first day. It's like perfect because we're close enough to where they're all going to work. And it was like, okay, we know we're going to have new people that are ready for this place every year or two. We know there are people with jobs. It's like the perfect thing. We will a couple tenants. We'll do things in between until it's up to snuff and what we want. But we just have the same one. Okay, I got a bunch of orange. Just because
I guess you're supposed to name these blocks so that you don't accidentally get something dropped in that's the same and it gets sorted. So let me name these blocks.
All of them?
The ones that are the filler. If that makes sense.
I'm putting all my dyes in here that I got. Ding.
Do you have any cobble?
Yes. How many do you need?
A bunch.
That's what I got. Do we need more? I can get more.
This might be enough. Just need that filler. Let's go filling.
Wait, did you name that whole stack?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you could actually do that.
So I'm gonna put red in the first one on all 4 of these.
Red on all of these?
No, just on the first one.
Oh.
The one that it's on, and then I'll do it on that side and that side and that side, basically.
I see.
Just realized what time we're at here. We need to get the hell out of here.
Well, get the hell out of here. See you later.
Yep. Well, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
See ya.